Redditors Assemble. r/AskReddit. What really obvious thing have you only just realized? The first time I visited the USA I was on my own and in NY going to all the museums. I kept seeing signs that said no strollers and thought, because we call strollers prams in the UK, that you guys are super strict about the proper amount of attention required to visit a museum. I actually pretended to show more interest than I had in order not to be thought of as some deadbeat out for a casual stroll. It wasn't until about day 3 that I saw a no strollers sign that included a graphic for idiots. Oh, my first visit to the States, I went to a supermarket on my own and at the checkout the lady asked me paper or plastic? And I didn't know what she meant, so I said I have cash. And she very politely didn't tell me I was an idiot. She was in fact asking what type of carrier bags I wanted my shopping putting in, instead of how I was going to pay. That actually is a pretty reasonable misunderstanding. I'm a Brit who got sucked into a holiday job doing door-to-door sales for an MLM company in the US. All the doors with signs saying no solicitors confused me. As I was neither an attorney or a rent boy, I figured I was in the clear. Fortunately, the local police took an afternoon out of my day to explain. Since you just brought it up, I went years after seeing the movie Trainspotting, thinking Rent Boy was just the cute folksy Scottish nickname for a guy whose name is Brenton. Wasn't till I read the book and he mentions being offended by the sobriquet that I bothered to look it up. Not a term one will hear in America, that's for sure. I recently realized I was allergic to carrots. I just thought they made everyone's mouth numb. You know, just like almonds. I also learned recently that I have an almond allergy. Same here. Thought that raw hazelnuts don't taste good, because they give this weird tingle in your mouth. Found out I had a nut allergy when it suddenly turned from tingle to anaphylaxis and I ended up in hospital for eating nut chocolate. Same. I asked my husband why carrots made your tongue itchy. I'm 35. That big ship's wheel I got to turn as a kid was not actually controlling the cruise ship. This jogged my memory of something. When I was around 13, I was on a flight with a bunch of other kids. I fell asleep during the flight, but woke up during some turbulence. A couple kids near me saw me wake up startled and made a big show of saying, "Whoa, I can't believe the pilot did a barrel roll." A few other people I talked to about it confirmed it, and it took me embarrassingly far into adulthood to realize some people were just messing with me. I mean, a pilot on a commercial flight wouldn't do that. Right. For the longest time, I always thought prima donna was prima donna. Me too. My mother would call me that and I thought she meant I was going to be a whore. Well, are you? Damn it. I've been judging Madonna too harshly because of this. Up until this thread, I too thought it was prima donna. For a long time I thought to bust a nut meant that you were going to kick a guy in the balls or beat him up. So anytime I was getting worked up or angry talking about some guy I would say, "I'm going to bust his freaking nut," not knowing the real meaning. Nobody ever said anything, but it was always followed by my friends laughing, so I assumed it was because I was being dramatic. Years go by and my coworker is telling me about some rude person he met and I said, "You should definitely bust that guy's nut." To which he paused and said, "Do you even know what that means?" Suffice it to say I was extremely embarrassed and horrified when he explained it to me. Similarly, I have a friend who didn't know what friends with benefits meant. She thought it meant like a friend from work who is literally beneficial to your work. This is my friend with benefits, Brad. He has health insurance and a pension fund. I had a boss that was under the impression that bust a nut meant to work extremely hard. Suffice to say our team meeting ended awkwardly when Sean would tell all of us to go bust a nut after the meeting. English is fun. Busting your ass totally means to work hard. Meanwhile, breaking my balls means what up thinks. Super embarrassing. But in college I would order rum and cokes, because I heard everyone else ordering the same. Turns out I misheard everyone and found out it was just rum and coke. A rum and coke does sound like a great drink though. Mix equal parts rum and cola, pour over ice and serve. Ah, just like the ancient Romans did, except the Romans used lead cups. This girl I know has a dog named Diogi. 2 years into knowing her and being around Diogi, I was having a conversation with her sister-in-law and I said I love the name Diogi. How did she come up with that? Her sister-in-law responds, "Diogi," and I said, "Yeah, it's a neat name." She started laughing and said, "No, D-O-G, the way you spell dog." I'm still mind blown about this, LOL. We got a chocolate Labrador quite a few years ago. My dad has been known to name animals after what species they are. This time around, my mom wouldn't let him name the dog, so he named her Kitty. He also named his horse no name. This is why we don't let him name animals anymore. I knew someone whose dog was named Spot. 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 When I was little, we had an Australian shepherd named Sydney. I didn't understand why her name was Sydney until 18 years later. I named my American Esk in my opinion Juno. You have an Eskimo? He has an American. I thought astigmatism was astigmatism, so I thought you could have two stigmatisms, and I confused stigmatism with both stigma and stigmata. Today my friend realized pipe cleaners were originally for cleaning pipes. After I suggested using one to clean a metal straw, because it's similar to a pipe. Oh, I had that one about 7 years ago when my stoner ass was trying to clean out a glass pipe. Mon, this is so stupid. Someone should invent some sort of freaking pipe cleaner. Oh! I learned that allspice is actually one spice and not a blend of spices containing cinnamon and nutmeg. Reworded. I do not think cinnamon and nutmeg are blends. The houses in Bikini Bottom are car mufflers. What the frick? And Patrick is dumb and knows nothing, because he lives under a rock. When I was a kid, my mom told me my rabbit Rosie went to live on a farm. In my early 20s, I saw an episode of The Sopranos where everyone makes fun of Tony when he realizes his dog didn't really go to live on a farm. That's when I realized Rosie had not gone to a farm either. I would like to officially apologize for the cascading wave of terrible realizations my post has caused. Truly, we sit on thrones of lies. It turns out a lot of animals really do get to go live on the farm from their responses here, so that's cool. Oh man, I dated a girl once who started telling me about her old dog who went to live on a farm. I didn't even say anything, but just the look on my face made her stop and think about it for the first time, and go, oh no, dot. We had a good laugh about that, but it was pretty wild to see the realization in real time. This reminds me of the time I was telling my ex about my pet turtle that ran away. Right after I said it out loud, it all made sense. The Grammys are called that because the awards are gramophones. Now everything has sense now. I lived in a part of Chicago called Greektown for 8 years and never realized the blue and white Christmas lights were meant to represent the colors on their flag. It just dawned on me today that the division symbol, percent, is just a blank fraction with dots replacing the numerator and denominator. In the same vein, it took me longer than I'd care to admit to figure out that rational numbers means they can be expressed as a ratio of integers. I never had a math teacher explain it that way and it never clicked. I just thought, wow, what a weird way to describe numbers. What the hell, you just made it click after all these years. Well hell, all of these I read and this one got me. Mind you, I teach elementary school. Thank your lucky stars I don't teach math. Percent symbol too. That Jessica Rabbit is not a rabbit, but took Roger Rabbit's last name. On a similar vein, as a child I was confused as to why Mary, Kate, and Ashley were referred to as the Olsen twins and why ads on TV only ever showed 2 of them at a time. And then 16-year-old me found out about Mary Kate. John Oliver would like a word with you. He's known the truth all along. There was only the Olsen twin, and she moves very fast that you see too. That to take off the plastic piece on top of deodorant, you just simply twist the bottom a few times. LMAO. I felt like a real idiot when I found that out. I asked my dad if he could open it for me, because I couldn't get that thing off, and he just took it, twisted it up, and removed it without saying anything. No, I must bite. That's what I've been doing for years. Makes orange juice by crushing orange against forehead. You mean there's a better way? I live in Denmark, so English is not my native language, and I just realized that weekend means the end of the week. I am so impressed that the Danish language has grandparents worked out so perfectly. Mother's mother equals more father's mother equals far more, mother's father equals more, far father's father equals far. This is going to make me seem dumb as hell, but I recently realized why pickles don't ever come fresh. Maybe not the way you're playing with them. They do. But when fresh they are generally called cucumbers. Are you seriously telling me pickles are pickled cucumbers? Yes, LOL. When the kids catch their mom kissing Santa Claus, it is because Santa is their dad dressed up, not because Santa and mom have a once-yearly torrid affair. Yeah, I just realized this like last year, LOL. I just never rethought my understanding of it from being a kid. Well, that's my mind blown for today. I'd absolutely not realized this. Valve released Steam. It took me a long time to realize the pun. My favorite along these lines was the old CD burning software, Nero. short for Nero burning rum. Their logo was even a graphic of the Colosseum on fire. LOL. LOL. Yup, they spelled out that pun every which way. Goddamn. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and leave a comment which story you liked the most. Subscribe and hit the bell notification for updates on our latest videos. And don't forget to check the links in the description box for more awesome content.